my friends. Welcome to the live stream. And let's make sure this music is not too loud. Is that good? How is that? Welcome to the live stream, guys. Good to have you. Okay. Okay. Well, we have plenty to talk about tonight. Plenty to talk about tonight. So welcome. And let's get started. And let me know if the music is too loud or too low or... Uh-huh. I found another mix of these guys. I think fishing here would probably be amazing for trouts. So yeah, we're just running these guys, and welcome to the live stream, guys. So Nero is going to be free. What does that mean? Well, Nero is going to be free. And the reason for that is that I want Breakfree Trading's free product to be better than everyone else in the industry. And I think we all know that the Nero strategy that we were trading since May actually works really well. If you remember, you can generate about 1% P&L an hour when trading it. It's just that trading it is so meticulous, right? You have to update the orders, you have to move them around in the bands and so on. It's a lot of work to make it happen. But at the same time, I really feel like we can do something to help people here. Volume too high? Okay, let's bring it down a little bit then. Here we go, guys. I think that's better. So what we're doing is essentially for all those people, you know, I realize that Neo Agent is expensive for a lot of people. I understand it. These are tough times. There's a lot of people hurting out there in the world. There's a lot of people being attracted to trading scams. There's a lot of people getting attracted to all kind of courses and bullshit that doesn't work, right? So it's no good. At the very least, I believe we can provide a working strategy for everyone and help people if they can't afford the Neo Agent. Well, at least they can afford trading it manually and paying 10% P&L off what they generate. I think that's pretty fair. So what we're gonna do is basically allow all the free users that sign up to Breakfree Trading Navigator to get access to Nero mode. And I know this is a little bit crazy because, you know, just a few months ago we were charging for this, but the world has changed. It's in a different spot. You know, yeah, we had we had Bitcoin yesterday hit its 4-hour stop loss. Unfortunate, can happen, but for me, it's you know, it's not unexpected. I'm not surprised at all, and I don't really, to be honest, I don't really care too much about it because Bitcoin was already trading in a very weak trend. It had already faded. It was like, it could easily do what it did. It's not a surprising thing that it happened at all, okay? It doesn't surprise me at all. So while, you know, oh wow, we lost a trade, which we wouldn't have been trading anyway if it wasn't for manual mode, it's not that big of a deal. The whole thing that has changed for us is the execution. If you remember, just like basically a month ago, 30 July, we hadn't launched Neo Agent yet. We were still manually placing trades on the bands and updating them. And it was a huge piece of work. It was a huge amount of work. Now we have shifted that. We no longer have to calculate position size. We no longer have to put it. We no longer have to update the stop loss, the entries, the TPs, and all this. It happens automatically, right? Is it running a little bit too free sometimes? Sure. But we have already transformed and changed the game. Okay, so it doesn't matter. What we need to do is we need to adjust. We need to fine adjust the model and keep working on it. But look, there is a lot to take care of in this business. All right, there is plenty, and it's not just the model. It's also navigator and the landing pages and the marketing and the videos and everything around it, the research that goes into it and the development and all the stuff that you guys don't see and the back end stuff. And it's a huge machine, right? So in this past month, I think we've done pretty good. We pushed that neural agent. We got out human in the loop after, and it ran solid for like 3 weeks. We had some great results. And then we got a little bit lazy, a little bit overconfident, and some people got punished for that because trading these weak markets, like right now, it's not a good time to trade. I don't know how to say it, but this month has been like terrible in terms of like market volatility, market strength. Like you can look at it, you can see the 4 hours. All the 4 hours are basically empty, right? And the same for the 1 hours and almost even the daily. It's like we have nothing to really trade here. And if you look at crypto, it's the same. It's a total piece of shit. Even the shit coins is barely pumping. So it's like, it's a really weak time to be trading financial markets and so on. And we really just like, the best thing would be just to like be like, okay, it's fine. I don't have to trade. But the problem is, I understand you guys, because you have a subscription to pay and you want to make back the money for the subscription. I understand. And this is a challenge. And what I'm excited about is that we're going to be able to make it much cheaper in the future. Right? This is the goal. The goal is to make it cheap. But the first generation is never cheap. It's like the first iPhone, it sucked. And it wasn't cheap. Like 50% of the 50% of the first iPhones that were sold was returned the next day because they couldn't fucking boot. They weren't working. They were terrible. So I'm not too bothered. What I'm happy to see is that we have already transformed the game. We're no longer clicking, okay? We're no longer sitting here and clicking on buttons and calculate positions. No, now we have shifted the focus instead to managing, right? And then we're gonna take that away as well. So it will just be plug and play. But it has been a long journey to get here, boys. It has been a long journey, and I think we've done very well. I'm very pleased with the results. Now, I have another announcement for tonight. So the first is that neural mode is becoming free, right? But it's like, okay, whatever, great. You're giving away the technology that we're paying for. It's like, fuck you, Asker, I get it. I'm sorry. But, we need to acquire users. And if you go out in this market and you try to sell a trading robot, you try to sell a trading robot in an ad or something, good fucking luck. Good fucking luck selling a trading robot when you're competing with all these scammers and fraudulent people around the world that's selling these terrible bots. So bots have a terrible name, right? Like they have a terrible brand, people don't believe in it, and it's kind of pointless, right? So the way to acquire users, in my opinion, is to show how superior the neural mode manual trading strategy is to everything else, show how it works, show how it can make money, and as soon as people actually try to do it and they see, oh wow, this works, it's actually making me money, and they're like, I just wish I had a bot that could do it for me, and we just happen to sell a neural agent that can do it for you. So that's how we're gonna acquire users. But what I wanted to say was what we are bringing to the table for all the existing users who feel maybe this first month of neural agent maybe didn't fully deliver, maybe it wasn't, maybe there was some bugs in the beginning, or it took some time to get. I get it. So here's what we're gonna do. Everyone that has subscribed to Neural or Neural Agent in this past month, or is existing subscribers of Neural Mode, will get a free month. on top of your existing subscription. Okay, we're gonna give you a free month. All you gotta do is send our support a message at support@breakfreetrading.com. Free month, as long as you have at least bought a month. I mean, if you only bought a week, we'll give you a week. But if you have bought a month or have an active subscription, we'll give you a free month extension on top of your current plan. Okay, so I will send out an email as well to all the existing users, so you'll get an email about this as well. But in general, this is what we're gonna do, just to honor you guys and show you that we care about you. And like, this wouldn't be without you guys. We wouldn't have pushed this far. We wouldn't have created this if it wasn't for you guys. If there hadn't been interest in May when we first came out with this and showed the neural mode and what it was gonna be, if there hadn't been this interest there was, we wouldn't have created it. So I think it's very fair to also do something nice for you guys. Very happy for your support, and yeah, like, just give us a little bit more time to fine-tune neural and all will be good. That's how I feel. For me, we really have come far, and like, you know, the goal here, you know, I know everyone wants to make money. I understand it, but unfortunately we cannot just control the financial markets and give them a strong trend when there's not strong. That's not how it works, right? We can't do that. I know everyone wants to make money, but for me, the main priority, the first priority, is to stop people from losing money. That's like the first point. It's not like, point number one is not to make money. Point number one is not to lose the money you have. That's like the priority number one, and it's pretty hard. It's, you know, it's pretty hard, but I think we have a very, very good approach to it. Okay, so let's have a look what I have cooking here right now. USD CAD, GBP CHF is running. I have some drawdown. I've also loaded some more money into my trading account, because now we solved the small accounts. You know, we had a problem with $1,000 accounts. You know, they were too small. They wouldn't trade the bands correctly. So we fixed that. So now, yeah, just making sure that everything is working like it should. So we have, let's see. So I want to show you guys what we are working on right now. That's too bright. So this is essentially at least a working version of the extension of the neural model, and it looks messy, and it's not, you know, it's not gonna look like this. You know, in fact, all of this will be completely removed in the near future. So what are we doing? What we're doing is essentially adding the last dimension that we need to have when reading the markets, okay? And this dimension offers us essentially the volatility. Essentially offers us how the market vibrates, you know, vibrates in the direction it's going, okay? So when we have the market going in a certain direction, we also want to know how it vibrates. We want to know how volatile, how this thing is actually moving, because just because we have, let's see, we can find a market here. Let's see if we can find a bit. Well, we can't, because we don't really have any trending markets right now. But the point is that when we also understand how volatile a market is, it becomes much easier for us to determine if we want to trade it or not. Because you have all seen in the past these strong markets just going one direction, right? Let's see if we can find an example. Let's see if we can. Euro CHF. I guess we can have a look at this. Okay, this is actually a pretty good example. So we have these examples where a market is just heading in a single direction without really pulling back much. And you could see this move, for example, like here. Now this is of course a very long move, and in between is also a very volatile move, right? But inside this directional move, in between the move coming down, we have these fluctuations of the candles itself, but also these internal swings, if you will, right? For example, here, where you have the market coming down here, and then suddenly it does a deviation inside the trend and then resumes it again. This is the kind of stuff that we can pick up when we look at the volatility of the specific frequency that we are actually reading. So it should really help us to know when the volatility is high and there's a strong strength. It means that the market is heading the direction we want, while at the same time it's moving a lot. I mean, the price is going in and out a lot. It's moving a lot up and down. These are the kind of favorable circumstances for us to trade. And then you have other circumstances where the market is still strong, but there's no volatility. That means it's just heading one direction. For example, SPX, this move we have had here, where we have had very low volatility. And let's see if we can pull up the let's see if we have the SPX. Wait, here we go. So this should be able to basically provide us an ability to read the existing strength in the market and how long we can expect this to last. So when we finally have a strong market, let's take this silver market, silver euro here, for example. When we finally have a strong market and we're in the situation where we currently can see, you know, a 1 month, a daily, and a 4-hour trend. When we have this, we're able to tell right now existing in this market, how long will it actually last? Like, how much time do we actually have to trade this market until it's left? How much can the lower time frames be in volatility before we need to stop trading them? Like, at what point do the lower time frames model that we are running exceed what it should be, and basically tell us that, hey, this is out of the bounds of what should be happening, stop trading it. Okay, this is the kind of stuff we can do. This is the kind of stuff that will save us from a move like Bitcoin, like we saw yesterday on Bitcoin. So yeah, very cool that we have this ability, and this is what we're gonna push up next, right? So from here on, it's more back testing, more forward testing, and just keeping this up. The implementation of Neural Agent itself works well. Navigator works well. We have fixed all of the performance issues. We have linked it so you can control it from Navigator. Yeah, it's pretty good now. So now we can go back, we can focus on the strategy. So that's what September is gonna be about. We might even have, let's see, it depends on if we get it done, but we might even have a major update. Okay, let me check some questions here. Monty and Elise and Kilomane and Simon is here. Welcome, guys. So Euro CHF, Kilomane is talking about Euro CHF. So let's have a look at this market, okay? Where is Euro CHF? Here we go. So for me, Euro CHF is not really looking that bad. It's we do have a monthly trend coming to an end, but if you look at the daily and the 4-hour and the overall structure of this, in my opinion, this is gonna be fine. I mean, we'll see, but essentially, we should be able to stay in this trade all the way up to, the top of this very trend line and even more than that. Because in this market, you can see that we have these deviations inside the existing trend that is temporary deviation in a, maybe, what is this, a 10-year trend? No, this is a 1-year trend, right? So you have these deviations that last a month inside of this 1-year trend, right? And what the model will do is that it will be a flexible model that adapts to each of these markets and how they produce these deviations. That's where we're going. That's where we're going, guys. So there's other markets, there's other examples of markets where, you can't really stick to this. It's, it shouldn't really happen. But these trades, the amount of risk that's taken down here, it's minimal. This is not, it's not really like any kind of risk to worry about. It's only becoming risk to worry about when we get stuck in these positions and the market is clearly changed its dynamics and it's gonna head a different direction, right? When this happens, that's where we need to cut the trade. And how do we know when to cut the trade? We know when to cut the trade based on the information we have from the volatility and the strength and the frequencies in the market, right? So once we can see that the lower frequencies no longer match with what the model, what is supposed to be, meaning that when we look at a market and we observe how is this trading, how is this performing within the model, and it's like this is within the bounds that's acceptable for the model. Once it starts exceeding those bounds, we can see that, okay, hey, on 1 minute, let's take a big pump like on Bitcoin, for example. We can see in 1 minute that, we have a massive increase in the actual strength of the market. And we can see that the strength in the market, when we are overlapping it with the higher frequencies, there's no mean reversion built up. There's no energy stored there. So it's just gonna rip. This is the whole point. The whole point is that, let's see if we can find a good example here. Let's see if we can find a good example here. Let's try GBP CHF. Okay. So the whole point is that whenever we have like a volatility spike like here, which powers essentially a move of the strength, you can see the volatility. You can see the spike here in volatility is actually pretty short compared to the lasting effect from the strength, right? And this is very interesting to pay attention to, because sometimes you have the same kind of volatility moves, but they don't result in a strength. And this is really a dynamic of, are you trading with the trend or against the trend? Are you aligned with the buying algorithms, the long-term buying algorithms, or are you not aligned with them? So what we want is, let's see if we can see here. Okay. 18 August, let's have a look at this. August. Four p.m. Yeah, I think what we have here, 22nd. Yeah, 22nd, 6 p.m. Okay, so you can see that we have some kind of volatility spike here on the 1 hour. And this volatility spike actually decreases, the momentum of the 1 hour you can see here. But the decrease that you're seeing here in the 1 hour, when you're overlaying this into the 4 hour frequency, which is essentially where it's tapping down here, right? This is the 4 hour band. When you move that energy into the higher time frame, which is basically where it's going, and you compare it with the energy that is there, which is we can see, which is what we're tracking in real time with RTD, then we can see exactly how much energy we stored at the same time as we can see the current volatility and the strength of that volatility. And once we can see that this is a mismatch, that the current volatility and strength of the current move is much greater than what it really should be within this bounce, right? Because if you imagine you draw like a vertical line across the field here, you can see that we have a bump here, we have a volatility move here, which is much greater than really the rest of them that we're seeing here, right? So this is like an outlier. And once we have an outlier, and we have an outlier at the same time as we have a weak market, then we know something is wrong. And that's where we're put in a position where the market can really treat us in a bad way. Like on Bitcoin. Let's go have a look at Bitcoin in the same way. I hope this is making some sense. What is Bitcoin? Here we go. So when you look at Bitcoin here, right, you can really see how massive these moves were that we just experienced on Bitcoin. But actually, when you look, if you're like a trendline trader and you look at like the overall trend of this, you can actually see that this actually so far is just a deviation inside of the trend. Probably we should have wider stop loss for crypto. It's just a more volatile asset class. And this is what I mean, like all of these different variables of, they will all be individually optimized for each market, right? This is coming. So the point is that we basically have, we have multiple trends here. We have a trend going straight down, basically dumping. Then we have some trend that's aligning with here, and then we have a long-term trend here. And whenever we have these, very volatile, these very strong and volatile moves, you can see here the strength of this move going into the 4 hour and then overlaying it with the 1 day. You can actually see the 1 day strength is very much intact. And unless this actually gathers some power and starts to go higher than here, this thing is just gonna fall over, and we should just stay in the trade essentially. Okay. It's good music. Look, they're just cooking again. Okay. So. Yeah, I'm excited that we can get back to working on the strategy, because there's a lot of things you need to take care of besides the strategy. But now I feel like everything is in a good place. We're ready to go back to the strategy. Let me see if there's some questions I missed. I got hit stop loss on GBP AUD, yes. But if you looked at it, you probably could see when you should have gotten out of the trade, or if you should even have taken it in the first place, right? Because what we want is we want an increasing trend. We don't want a decreasing trend. We want an increasing trend. That's where we want to start to get active in the market. If you get into the trend in the very end, then you might just, yeah, I'm gonna see what we can do about this to help you guys understand the length of the trend. I think we can perhaps extend the history of what we're reading in the markets. I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out. When will the bot be fully auto so that HITL is no longer needed?
What will it tell me if I had the gift? The gift of sight.
It's a good question. I mean, in a way, it's not needed right now. It's just that when we launched Neo Agent, it wasn't the best time to launch it market-wise. It's like August, everyone is on vacation. There's no liquidity in the financial markets. And, there wasn't that many markets to trade. We launched it and it went straight into the market and traded some markets, did all right. And then it just kind of went offline because all the strong trends haven't been present. So the problem was that people wanted to trade. They still wanted to trade. People were saying like, I wouldn't mind if the bot traded for me this market right now. It's like, okay, you know what? Why don't we just give people the ability to choose the markets and they can oversee it? Because even if they have to manually, choose when to trade, not to trade, it's still doing a huge improvement of execution. It's doing a huge improvement in risk management. It's not getting drunk. It's not getting high. It's not doing any stupid things. It's not taking too much risk. It's very safe. It's much better than any humans trading. So it's still better. But of course, what we want is we want the thing to be trading 24/7 and just printing money non-stop. And that is our mission to fix. We're gonna fix it, right? So it's coming. John, if you're just running HITL mode, if you're running just the default mode, you have to understand that right now these financial markets are really not in like a sharp position at all. Like they're not. There's not really anything to trade right now. There's no aligned trends. Either they're like in the middle of changing over or something else. It's not really like a good time right now to trade. And of course, this is, oh, US market just opened. US. And this is the problem, because I understand people pay a subscription and they're like, I want to make back the money of the subscription. I get it. I wish I could fix that. The truth is that for some people, the subscription is a high price. For other people, it's a low price. It's different. But what we're doing now is that if it's expensive for you, but you still want to be part of the ride, you still want to be part of Breakfree Trading and our mission of making people free, not enslaved to trading and gambling, all this shit. Well, now you can stop paying a subscription, go trade Nero manually. Hopefully that works for you. But I do understand it's a little bit high price. We're gonna do what we can to decrease it. It just takes a little bit of time. So yeah, let me just mention this one more time. Today we are adding free Nero mode for everyone. Everyone can trade manually with the old Nero mode, the same technology that we used in May to manually trade. You can now access this for free. Okay? You will not get the agent. You're gonna do it manually, but you can do it manually, and it's gonna be better than any other trading strategy out there. Anything else that's out there, this is much better, and we know that because we did this for several months. And all we wanted during those months of manual trading for Nero, all we wanted was simply a bot that could do it for us, So this is what people is gonna want. So that's why we're making it free, is to attract more people to try it out, to see how it is, and then when they can see that this is actually working, they're like, okay, let's get the bot. The second thing of tonight, the second point is that we are giving all of the existing Breakfree Trading Nero subscribers a free month or free week, depending on what you have purchased in August, or if you have a yearly subscription, you will get a month on top of that. And the way to get your free month is to write support@breakfreetrading.com. Okay? You'll get a free month. This is our way of saying thank you for sticking with us and thank you for, testing our tech, and hopefully you'll stick around. Help us get rid of all these evil reptilians in the world. I know it sounds crazy when I say evil reptilians, but it's very real. It's surprisingly real. Looks like GBP CHF just closed all positions, and now USD CAD is still nuking. We'll see how this goes. Oh, look at that. What is this? Let's see what happens. It's funny. You can see that the IC market is behind and the Wanda feed is showing the market trading up here, but my broker is saying this. I've seen this before. Usually when this happens, actually what's gonna happen is that IC market is gonna follow where Wanda is going. Maybe not, maybe it nukes, but usually, we'll see. What's going on in chat? What is the face of companion? I mean, I think it's my face. I'm not sure. Maybe it's an alien face. Who is Joe? Joe 23. Brenda. Is this a scam? I feel like the. Howski asks, are they trades put on by the bot? Yes. I don't do any manual trades here at all. I like USD CAD. And I'm willing to take a risk on USD CAD. And the reason I want to risk on USD CAD is because I have looked at the overall structure and the flow of the market, and I like it. In general, I think it looks healthy. I think it's gonna pump. The long-term trend supported, but yeah, it's not ideal, but I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy to trade it for a bit. Like, just because I'm trading it, guys, it doesn't mean that you should trade. Like, a lot of what I'm doing is really research. Like, I'm trying to lose money before anyone else. I'm trying to figure out all the problems, all the mistakes, all the issues that people have. I'm trying to figure that out before it happens for anyone else. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. It looks like IC market is a little bit behind. I'll try reconnect. Joe, who is Joe? Howski, the reason that your bot is not trading it is because this is a HITL enabled market. I've chosen it. I've chosen for it to trade it. I'm gonna ban this goddamn. Ban. Put user in timeout. There we go. So the 10% payment for this month. Look, guys, I'm not that serious about it. I know maybe I seem very serious about it in the past, and of course it is important, but the number one priority for me is just to make sure that this shit works and makes you money. I'm not worried about getting paid. I'm worried about making sure this is the absolute best solution for anyone in trading that they can apply and consistently make money. That is my worry. That's all I worry about. I just wanna help people not get fucked by financial markets. I just want people not to get targeted by this goddamn industry. Like, the whole thing is a total scam. The whole trading industry, all financial markets are literally set up by fucking evil, alien, reptilian motherfuckers out of fucking United Kingdom that set this whole machine up just to farm humans, attract them to trade financial markets, and they will lose with 99% certainty because these things are engineered to make you fucking lose. They are designed to rip your soul out and destroy you financially, emotionally, mentally, your relationships, everything. It's gonna take it all, okay? This is the evil shit on the planet. There's nothing else you can do in life to do as much damage to your finance and mental health as trading. I'm not joking at all. This is really, the amount of people I've seen get defeated by this shit it's unreal. That you cannot come to any other conclusion that this thing is clearly designed and set up as an industry to attract people to come to financial markets and trade because they're guaranteed to lose. It's such an evil hook, it's unreal. If you know what these guys are capable of, if you know the true enemy that we're defeating here, okay, if you understand what we're talking about here, then all of this, like all of the temporary results, it doesn't matter. This is about fucking fixing this problem for humanity. This is about making sure that the future generations are not gonna be trapped in fucking shitcoin, trash trading, fucking forex scamming shit, and all this unbelievable evil that's allowed to take place. Pretty good trades on USD CAD. Oh, did we make good money here? Look at that. 2 $10 trades, not bad. Not bad. We're gonna recover that Bitcoin loss in no time, baby. No fucking time. Just fucking wait until the fucking strength shows up. Once the strength shows up and you deploy this thing, it's gonna milk so much money. You have no idea. We haven't even seen it. You understand? This is warm up. This is nothing. This is nothing. You understand? This is nothing. Once this thing gets going, once the markets really start to tune up again, and they will, either dumping or pumping, they're gonna tune. Once that happens, you're gonna see magic. This is just warm up. This is just warm up. Yeah, we want to trade. We want to use this new product that's out that you have to fucking pay for every month. You want to use it. I get it. This is why we made the HITL mode, so you can manually engage it, manually take it off again. But you cannot complain when it doesn't work in manual mode, because it's not the auto mode. Manual mode is you controlling neural agent, deploying it and taking it off when you have deemed that you should no longer be trading that. It is an advanced feature, and it is for advanced people. But like always, we're gonna try to improve it. We're gonna try to make it more simple, more user-friendly. The whole thing we need to solve is these financial markets and the ability to read each individually and trade it accordingly. And this is what we're working on. Okay, it's coming September. I think maybe, I'm not gonna guarantee anything, but just maybe we're gonna see a 2.0 update for Neural Agent next month. Just maybe. Looks like we're loading some silver trades. And I feel the same way about silver right now as USD CAD. It's just, I think it's gonna be alright. And maybe it won't. I'm perfectly fine for that. But for me, this is just as much as researching and figuring out, where do we get trouble, where do we have issues and so on. But overall, I think it's performing really fucking well. I really think it's going well. I think I think it's much better. Even if you're a gambler and you want this thing to gamble for you, it's a much better gambling machine. It's much better gambling results than you have ever created for yourself. And it's somewhat safe at the same time. So it's just that it's a little bit pricey compared to what the markets are allowing right now. We'll fix that. Don't worry. Okay, so Mikey is asking, is there a simple, fast way we can know whether to keep a market on? No, okay, so that's how to go about this. Okay, so I already done this today, and one of the trades that I closed was AUD New Zealand dollar, and I was stuck in AUD New Zealand dollar, and I'll show you what. Oh, was it AUD? Hang on. Let me check. That's the Bitcoin trade.
I'm not too much of a fan of that, but the soulful house music.
New Zealand dollar USD. Let's have a look.
With lots of soulful vocals.
Okay. So I was caught in some trades on this, and I'll show you why I chose to close these New Zealand dollar USD trade. And by the way, the only reason I was caught in these trades is because that, you know, I took all the USD markets at the same time. And of course, you're not supposed to do this. But again, I need to do it because I know that some goddamn person out there who's doing it, and I need to make sure it's fucking safe. I need to make sure that these problems, if anyone is gonna lose money, it's sure as hell it's gonna be me who lose money first, okay? So, why did I choose to close New Zealand dollar USD? So, it's not necessary, right? It's not necessary, but I'll give you my thoughts here. Overall, when I look at this market, I don't really see like a long-term downtrend in place. Okay, there's no long-term downtrend really in place. We have a 3-year downtrend in place from here, but overall, if you look at like the 10-year history, it's just going sideways. This is the first factor I'm really paying attention to here, is that this is not a market in a specific direction. Now, the second reason I was not interested in New Zealand dollar USD is because of this move we have really had here since July all the way down here, and then another move down, and it just, if you were to take a trend line, okay, and you were to drag it like this, I think it has a lot of room to run. I think the 4-hour is clearly showing that this thing is coming to an end here, and I think the rest of the time frames are looking very strong, and there's just it's not gonna take much to flip the 1 day here from 27% into positive, and I already had a lot of USD exposure. So for that reason, and because I don't see a long-term future for this market to continue going down here, it doesn't look like something that's going to continue heading down, I chose to close these trades. I chose to close these trades because I thought they were not really promising to keep alive. And I'm trying as best as I can to put this into a methodology that you can use yourself. Overall, what you want to look for is that you want to look for the you want to look for the higher trends and make sure that whenever you get these bursts here on 5-minute or 15-minute, you want to make sure that these 15-minute, these 15-minute points here, these 15-minute drives we have here, you want to make sure these 15-minute drives are driving into something solid, right, on the 1 hour, and you want to make sure in the 1 hour it's driving into something solid on the 4 hour. Because if you're just driving like here into a weakness like here, then there's not going to be any bounce, right? There's no mean reversion stored here, and if there's no mean reversion stored here, it means it's not really gonna provide much, and that means you have a weakness throughout from the very top to the bottom playing out because it just has room to run. It's the same with Bitcoin. Let's go look at Bitcoin again. Right? It's the same with Bitcoin, right? You don't really have any cushion, right? You can see here in the 1 hour, 16% strength. You can see here on the 4 hour, what was this? 30% or something like this. You can just imagine whenever you have these small drives that can be very powerful, when these drives are driving the market into a higher time frame, right? When they're coming in to the zones, right? Either this direction or this direction. When they're coming into the zones, if the zones don't have any energy, there's no mean reversion stored. It's just gonna go through it. It's not gonna provide any bounce. And that's why it's so important that we trade these aligned markets with growing and increasing strengths instead of trading these markets with decreasing strengths and low strength, right? It's a completely different market environment. And we need more markets. That's what I think. I think we need more markets so we can take advantage of this. So David, we have live stream every Wednesday at 1 o'clock UTC, 1300 UTC. John asks, how can I access Nero Mode for free? If you want to access Nero Mode for free, you just go to Navigator, create a free account, log in, you'll have it. The music is solid. It's good stuff. Oh, we got cleaned out. I mean, we got cleaned out of the silver trades. What happened on the silver trades? Oh, look at that. Look at that! Come on! Where are you gonna get that? Where are you gonna get this anywhere else? John, I will check for you. You should be able to access it. You should be able to access it. You can try to create a new account, see if there's any difference, but it should work. Otherwise, just check back tomorrow. It will probably work. But on USD CAD, also some good bounces. Okay, we have stopped trading USD CAD now. It has been, USD CAD has been manually deselected here now. I mean, not manually, automatically, and it's because of this strength I'm not aligning anymore. So silver, I'm gonna keep trading silver. I think silver looks great. I'm gonna keep trading this. We'll see if it, but I think it looks all right. You can see here we have a strength increasing. I like this. I like to see these early trends that's increasing. It's very good to see. So this overall looks good to me, but you know, anything can happen. What you want to pay attention to is just to make sure that they keep rising. And you can also see this by looking at these small green arrows. All right, my friends, we're getting close to the dawn here. So if you have any final questions, make sure you get in the chat. Alright, guys. Alright. Yeah, guys. I'll see you all next week. I'll see you, PK. I'll see you, boys. Look, guys. I'm very grateful for having your support. I'm very grateful for you all tuning in and being part of this. You know, if you ever feel something is not right, feel free to message me. Don't worry. I'm not gonna chop your head off or anything. Message me if you think something is not right or whatever. We always do what we can to make it right. You know, the truth is that without the existing customers of Breakfree Trading and you know, the long-term members and the people that supported Breakfree Trading for many years, you know, we wouldn't have Neo Agent here. So it's only thanks to you guys, and I want you to remember that you have an actual impact on the world. Everywhere you go, you can choose to radiate like a sun and just spread positive vibes, create good memories, create good feelings. So yeah, you are very powerful, a very powerful soul. You have so much good stuff coming. And it is really like law of attraction. If you're a positive person, you're gonna attract positivity. If you are, you know, if you're surrounded by negative people and so on, you will, you know, you will feel it. So be very careful, protect your energy, protect the people you surround yourself with. Pay close attention to the media that you consume. Make sure that you're not watching mainstream media and all this stuff. Make sure that you are you're not buying into all these propaganda and evil news coming out of the Western world and probably also the Eastern world. Like, it's just unreal, the brainwashing. All right, my friends. I'm gonna call it for tonight. I hope you all have a absolutely great Wednesday and rest of the week. And yeah, stay tuned. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming. Free Neural out today. 1 month extra subscription. If you bought Neural Agent in the past month or during May or earlier than that, just message our support at breakfreetrading.com. I'll see you guys around. Thanks for coming, everyone.